everybody, for tuning in to the nation as we begin to look at this particular clips of Jamize Olawale as well as Rod Smith. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in to the nation. You know the film never sleeps. We always got to evaluate players 365 days out of a year. All right, so looking at this first play, of course, we've seen this play time and time again. This is Jamize Olawale. We're going to see him motion. Well, pretty much they're going to motion out the receiver, and they're going to pass this ball to Jamize Olawale. And this is how they utilize Jamize basically in this particular offense as a passing fullback. As you look at the exact same play, they needed to figure out ways to get this guy open. And to me personally, just doing the same exact plays over and over again just was not his cup of tea. Just very unproductive. And you guys can see whenever they're in this formation, you see Ezekiel Elliot. Of course, you see number 49 is going to flash out. He's actually going to catch this particular ball. Shout out to Young Wilson, Flows Infinite. Appreciate you all for tuning in to the nation. We already know about this play, right? We heard it time and time again. This was the play, especially you see Ezekiel Elliott, same play, just different formations of where Ezekiel Elliott lined up at. Some can argue and say, okay, well, Dak, hit this guy right here, he's wide open. Or Dak, lead the ball a little bit more to the fullback on this play. Maybe he can catch the ball. But as we can see, the ball hits the hand and it bounces off. From another angle, you will see that Dak had no choice but to pass the ball to the fullback. As we can see, this guy, he's going to crash down. He's going to come out of the backfield, but you just never know how this particular linebacker is going to play the safety, whether safety or linebacker, whatever number he is going to play the tight end coming and sneaking out of the backfield here. So we're going to roll and hit play. Of course, the pressure's there. He sees this guy's wide open, and he just passed the ball. And not there. But I know that everybody's going to say, man, Dak, you got to hit him. You got to hit him, right? But, you know, you got to go with the first read of that target. And I can guarantee you they played and they did this play several times in practice. And Jamize Olawale probably caught it 9 times out of 10. This is one of the times he didn't catch the ball. All right, so we see this off I formation play again. What do you guess they're going to do, Cowboy Nation? Those that's in the chat box. Are they going to run out of this formation, or are they going to pass it out of this formation? Exact same formation from earlier, off I formation, and pass. When I see Jamize Olawale in the backfield, I'm already thinking in my mind, hey, he's not going to lead block in this situation because they're not in the goal line zone. They're not in the money zone. They're going to pass. I widen my linebackers and I say, hey, Chase, get this guy out. But he's actually caught that ball and was able to pull and move the LOS. All right, so we're going to look at Rod. Rod was a guy, to me personally, I think that Rod can start on somebody's team. I really do. I think that if you give Rod Smith enough carries, enough, he's more so like this. If you give Rod enough carries, he can give you some yards in between the tackles, catches the ball out of the backfield pretty well. He can do all those things for you. It's just that he's a slow starter. He's not going to be a guy. He's like a grinder runner. And then on top of that, he's one of those running backs that you will have to say to yourself, he is a finesse guy. He's not going to be a bruiser. He's going to dance a little bit in the backfield. That's what he's going to do. And you got to figure out a way to utilize that type of skill set. To me personally, his starts off is just so slow that it's not a great change of pace for Ezekiel Elliott. So I think that the Dallas Cowboys should, and I'm saying should with a capital S, draft another running back in this draft to help out. Look how he was able to run between the tackles in this. We're going to rewind just a little bit, and you're going to see the power that Rod Smith possesses. But the problem is that it takes time for that momentum. It takes time for all of that gut action to build up, and we love it, right? We love that pounding the rock inside. We love it. We love it. We LOVE it. But come on, guys. We just need a change of pace. To me personally, picking up Rod Smith and Jamize Olawale is a moot point for me. They both the same guys. You can switch numbers around and you'll say to yourself, man, we got the same exact running back between the two. They run similar. They both got good hands as it relates to catching the ball out of the backfield. I think Rod Smith's hands is a little bit better, but they give you the same production to me personally. I think that a good change of pace running back would help out. Now, of course, this is just some poor performance of the offensive line here. Whenever you see the running back, I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Whenever you see the running back get hit, remember, I'm going to always say this, the LOS, that line goes all around the world, right? It's LOS. You really don't want none of these guys in this dark blue to be anywhere dancing, playing around here. You want your guys to win up front. And, of course, no penetration from our guys. It just they penetrated. And as you can see, they sent the house. Could he checked out of that play and did a pass play out of that? I don't know for sure. I don't know what play was called in the huddle. But you can see right here, offside formation. 49 is the fullback off this play. 45 is the deep back. And 31 gets around 49 for the tackle for loss. We don't like that at all, Cowboy Nation. Shotgun formation. Dak Prescott drops back, hits the underneath guy. That is what Rod Smith can do. The underneath guy that can move the ball up the field, use that height, that power that he got. I saw him in person, man, a big, tall, physical-looking guy, right? Intimidating when you look at him. He's just that big. Nimble in a sense, too. Runs pretty well. But to me personally, I think that the Dallas Cowboys can find another running back to complement Ezekiel Elliot. Not saying that he's going to replace Ezekiel Elliot, but you got to look at it from these parameters. You do not want your bell cow to be out of gas when it gets down to the playoff time. And then you want to have some extra help. A running back with better visions, I say. This is the I formation, right? Motion, 85 into the inside. Guys, where they going to run the rock? Good block. Good nasty run. Crease that edge. It took time for Rod to get to that level right here, right? It took time for him to get to right here. Yes, indeed. Young Wilson says happy feet. What is it? Blatt says, yeah, he loved Rod. I mean, typically, Rod can run, and then the best teams he runs against is always those Giants, right? See how you hit that crease right there? It takes time, though. This is not a guy. This is the game that he started in, right? This is not a guy that you can just throw into the mix. It takes time for him to open up, to get the feel of the game, to get the vision together and see, okay, this linebacker is wimpy right now. I'm going to run on his side. It's just poor offensive line play right here again. I'm going to see if I can rewind so you guys can see how they crashed on that side. Penetration. He was able to get all into that action. Blow back everybody. 73 got happy feet as well. If you look at 73, sometimes he outruns his block. You be like, man, where you going, bro? You got to do your assignment, man. You got to block somebody. Get in the way, fall down, or do something. But 73 did a great job last year, standing in and stepping it up in the gap. This is one of the plays. Well, you running to 73? Let's rewind. He outrun everybody. He's like, I just want to run track, basically. You want to pull right here, and you want to see him hit this crease just a little bit, but you're going to see him widen out. You're going to see 73 widen out, get in the way, actually, and just mess up this whole entire play. His rod, he's going to run, and like I said, he needs help too, but number 73, what are you doing? Crease this edge, man. Seal off that edge. It's already there. Your boy can run for lights. He can run for light years over here. Light speed over here. But he get in the way wide and out. He creased inside too much. I paused again and get hit in the backfield. Poor chemistry. I would say that. Yes, we're live like 95. Virginia Finest in the house, man. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you all for tuning in to the nation. You can see it better right here. Man, what the world are you doing, 73? But you can't say that he had a horrible year. 73 did a great job. Looney, if you don't know who number 73 is. Alfred Morris. Is he on the 49ers, right? He disappeared last year one way or another. Yes, we got to do this film at night. Boy, you saw 61 got bent and folded up like a wallet. Let me look. Watch 61 get his ass whooped. Get your butt back. Oh, wow. They messed that boy up. Long as he didn't get thrown out of the club, if you know what I mean. Boy, look at he hit that scene right there. So what we see from Rod Smith, right? He's a grinder. He's a guy that it takes time for him to build up. It takes time for him to see divisions and things like that. And that's the problem. That is the problem. I really think that he's a starting running back from on another team. And Jalen Smith, who we got over here, Dan? He says, I thought you were talking Smith. Ask Jalen what if he think Law. No disrespect, Law. Love your stuff. Ask Jalen Smith what I think of Rod Smith. What he think of Rod Smith. That's basically what you're saying. Yeah. This is a busted play. Watch Dak Prescott turn around the wrong way, and he was not able to hand the ball off correctly. And I've seen this happen time and time again before. I don't know whether or not this is by design, but I would say this would be a non-factor play. I've seen Tony Romo do this before. I've seen Dak Prescott do this several times before. I don't know whether or not they missed the cadence. I don't know. But watch it. Hikes the ball off and he's doing like a little crazy 360. You don't have the dexterity. You don't have that foot. Now, this is what I like. This is what I like right here. We're going to pause it. Old school classic football when you see 49 down inside. Of course, these two big boys together, yes, I would like that portion of it. Especially when you got Ezekiel Elliot on the bench because he's resting up for the playoff. Watch this. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, and then he gives them he's gonna give them the grown man, He-Man, Incredible Hulk pose. Pose it. He is a beast now. I ain't gonna lie to you guys now. All right, so catching out of the backfield, remember, he got those good hands. I believe that first play that I showed you guys of Jamize Olawale, I think that he would have caught it. Look how soft those hands are. Man, I think that Rod Smith is missing his calling. Either he should have been a tight end or he should have been a linebacker like his brother. For real. Boy, that boy is missing his calling. As far as a running back, he just run too high to me personally, just to be a consistent running back, like a dominant running back. But is he a starting running back? I think he can still start on somebody's team. NFL is don't have good running backs all over. Look at this. That's another busted play from the LOS from our rewind it, super rewind it all the way back. You guys going to see how they crash down on us. And a lot of people say, we don't need a McCoy. Let me show y'all some penetration. Look at them soft hands again. Let me show y'all some penetration, man. Stellos, man, thank you for the donation. Look at that play again, boy. That's girth inside. That's them boys, man, pushing everything back. I don't even know if McCoy was in on this play, but I'm just still liking what I'm seeing. Look at the everybody. Yeah, I think number 93 was out there. Yes. Boy, look at that LOS. Pushing everything back. That's how you win. Although we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it was a brutal game, fam. It was a brutal game. Our LOS, man, he's going to get home. He's going to get home. They're going to collapse this pocket right here. No running lane. And when you're running back, it hit in the backfield. Oh, that's what I like. That penetration. Penetration for the nation, man. Penetration. Everybody running to their spot on the ball, sealing off those lanes. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. So, as we look at everything, my thoughts are, let me know who you guys like out of this draft. Remember, player evaluation is 365. Now, let me know how you guys feel. Not saying that now, I'm not of the belief you go grab a running back with the 58 pick. No, unless there's just being true to nice run by Rod. Nice run on this one. Nice run. Not saying that you go out there and draft a running back with the 58 pick unless they're being true to their best player available, BPA. But I'm more of a defensive-minded guy. I think we should go and grab a defensive guy. Virginia Finance said, "Law, bro, this is our year." I can feel it this way. Why not start from another team? Isn't he a good team? Isn't a good back? This is from Dan. You saying Wise Rod is a starter for another team? Isn't he a good back? Is that what you're saying? Isn't he a good back? My thing is here, the reason why I say that Rod Smith is a starting running back for another team, because he's one of those guys that you have to play. He's not a what you call it, a split back, the guy that you can just throw in and just say, okay, make it happen. I don't think that he have those type of skill sets. As you can see, he can catch out of the backfield. That's a plus, right? He can run in between the tackles. That's a plus. Now, he do a little dancing, a little bit too much for me. And maybe for too much for another team. But I'm thinking that maybe if you give him a chance for full 4 quarters, you will see some good running production from him. Maybe you can get maybe 800, close to 900 yards out of a year out of him. Real talk. If he's the starting running back. But if he's a rotational guy, stop, go, man, it's one of those things where it takes time for him to build that speed and build that vision and see who's the guys that he can run and catch out of in the backfield. That's just what I'm seeing from this film. Now, of course, like I said, you look at it, that's 6 yards pass right there, catching the ball out of the backfield, get into contact and still able to squeeze out to the edge. Man, Stellos, thank you for the donation to help grow the nation, man. He said, Rod got no visions or patience for the LOS. Swear blitz. Defensive tackle, hashtag number 58, period. Yes, who we should draft in it. Yeah. Yes. Look at those soft hands catching the ball out of the backfield. Stellos, man, I really appreciate you, man. Vision, patience, I think that he developed that in a full course game, but not just throwing them into the mix. That's why we like those little scat backs. That's why we like those change of pace backs. He's just not a change of pace back, basically. He's a bigger physical guy that can catch out of the backfield, but it takes time. And speaking of time, guys, that's all the time that I have on this film session. Maybe I can pull up the phones, and if you guys want to call in and give me your thoughts, you can. Yes, it's a late night grinder, and we can do that. We can do that, Cowboy Nation. You know how this thing go, one way or another. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all for being part of this thing. Now let's continue to talk about this thing, man. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to build this thing. And let me see if I can find this. Here you go. Bam. There we go. So I'm finna open up the phone lines in a few so you guys can leave me your thoughts and you leave me your opinions down below, whether or not you feel that the Cowboys, who they should draft in the in the end of this month, who we should go out there and grab. You know how that thing go, right? Give me a few seconds. And bam. Let me know how you guys feel about this, man. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. It's always a beautiful night when you're talking about players that we can find in the draft that can help us out and help grow this thing. Remember, player evaluation is 365. And on top of that, man, we always looking for things that we can have the ability to better our best, better this team out all together. Let me read some of your comments, man. That's in the comment box. Really appreciate you all. He says, what we have here? Rod Smith. This is from Dan. Rod is a Cowboy. He's not a liability as a backup. I don't look at him as a liability as a backup. I'm not saying you can kick him off the cliff. I think that out of Rod Smith and Jamize Olawale, you got too much of the same product. I would kick Jamize Olawale off the cliff, and then I would keep Rod Smith, and I would draft another running back, and Rod Smith would be my quote-unquote fullback. But the Cowboys thought otherwise, right? They looked at, let me just look at, let's pull up the big board. Those are the stats right there amongst the two of the guys, right? But the Cowboys had a different opinion of Jamize Olawale. Jamize Olawale signed a 3-year, $5.4 million contract. Includes a $1.8 million signing bonus. And that's what they're looking at. They're looking at long-term with Jamize Olawale. And on top of that, to really look at this thing collectively, they looked at it, even though they trust him, the 29 years old guy. And $2.8 million of that money is guaranteed. So to me, they trust Jamize Olawale more than they trust the Rod Smith. That's how I look at it. 3-year, $5 million contract. And then on top of that, they gave him a $1.8 million signing bonus with a $2.8 million of that money guaranteed. That's more money than, no, it's not more money than Cole Beasley, but it's in the parameters of it as far as what he was making last year on an annual basis. You see? So, and let's look at the stats or what have you. Jamize Olawale, how many games he played? 16, right? The games, 0 attempts, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 receptions, 13 yards. Man, boy, if I wish, but of course, he was able to dig out some holes and block a little bit. But I was looking at it like, man, Keith Smith was doing the same thing out there. Yes, indeed. Now, Rod Smith, 16 games. He had 44 attempts for 127 yards, 1 touchdown, 2.9 yards per average off of his runs there. 9 receptions, 60 yards. Look at these stats. If I was a alien to drop in out of space and I was to look at these two things, I would look at it from here. I was like, look, man, Rod Smith is just a better running back. But I guess they're looking at some factors that we just can't see. We're not able to see these factors or see those factors there. Who's a better blocker, Rod Smith or Olawale? This is from Young Wilson. Keith Smith. Keith Smith is a better. Rod Smith can block. I think that Jamize Olawale says, I own the fullback position anymore. And Rod Smith said, no, I don't want to be the fullback. I want to be the actual running back. But can Rod Smith play running back? Yes. So that's how I look at it. I think that from a build perspective, Jamize Olawale is a little stronger in his base, and he bulked up a little bit more, and he plays better as a blocker, in my humble opinion. So look at this. Like I said, 3-year, $5.4 million contract. That's money. That's money in the bank. He ain't worried about nothing. He said, at least I'm going to be on the team until I'm 33 are in his house. That's what they looking at. So they like his production. They like what they saw on and off the field with Jamize Olawale opposed to a Rod Smith. It's crazy in a sense, right, Cowboy Nation? It is, but that's just how, they saw it from what they saw from tape, I guess, from practices and things of that nature. All right, so who else we have here in the chat box? Rod Smith is a fullback. This is from Lance Santrell. Yeah, his role primarily on this team was a backup running back, though. His frame and everything speaks volumes of fullback. But it's just like my guy Lyle Collins. His frame, his size speaks volumes of a left guard. But they have him playing what? Right tackle. They could have gave that to Keith Smith, Savage Time. Boy, that Keith Smith, boy. He was vicious with it, wasn't he? Wasn't Keith Smith was vicious with those blocks? Boy, I miss Keith Smith. He would dig up that hole. He'll put his whole body into that thing. And he will hit, man, that Keith Smith. We got rid of, and then on top of that, he played special teams lights out too. Rod Smith can play special team as well. Jamize Olawale, Rod Smith can play good special team, and Keith Smith was a daggone nasty dog playing special team. Both of those boys, man. But shout out to Keith, man. He got that bag down there in Raiders land. Who else we have here? Jesus, what's up, man? Question, bro. Why didn't we scoop up C.J. Anderson? Boy signed. What he signed with I think the Detroit Lions. Oh man, I would have picked up C.J. Anderson with the quickness. I was saying, look, man, the last time he played against us, he averaged 5.9 yards. That's including the Rams game, and that's including the Denver Broncos game. Of course, he played week 1. With the, I want to say the Panthers against us. And he gashed us too. It's just that they had a heavy rotation. They had a Christian, what's the kid name, number 22, McCaffrey out there. And they had some other running back, but he was like the third running back. And he was still, when I looked at film, looking at C.J. Anderson, and I was going to do a C.J. Anderson mix. But when I looked at film, if you guys got the all 22 film, NFL.com, go and type in C.J. Anderson when he played for the Panthers. He was still gashing us then. He is a bona fide Cowboys killer, for real, man. Yes, indeed, man. No, they got to draft the running back. This is from J Hart RIC. Yes, they got to draft somebody to help us out, man. Real talk. Yes, indeed. Isaiah, he says, need to throw the rod. We had him carrying the ball too much. Yeah. I mean, he can't catch out of the backfield. He's not horrible at that. You know, he can catch pretty well out of the backfield. It's just that when you got Ezekiel Elliot, Ezekiel Elliot led, I think, the team in receptions. I believe he did. And let me see. I could be wrong, but I think Ezekiel Elliot led the team in receptions. Let me see. But it's crazy, guys, when we look at everything and we think about the Cowboys and their particular situations as far as running back play and things like that. Man, let me see. Let me pull up this thing. Let's pull up the big board. You know how we go. Boom. All right. Ezekiel Elliott, 77 receptions for 567 yards, 3 touchdowns. Oh my goodness. And then he racked up 1,435 yards rushing out of 304 attempts. Those attempts right there is scary. These 300 attempts, I mean, that's a lot of attempts, guys. That's no return land. And as much as we love Ezekiel Elliott, as much as we know how he is the bell cow, and yes, he is 23 years old, as much as we love him, and we really do, we really do, but you just can't continue to run this guy like that. You can't. I mean, that clock is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. And that's the reality. So you got to figure out a way, and you got to stop doing this too. 6 fumbles this year. Last year, you got to stop that, Zeke. Stop it. Stop fumbling that ball. I know you pick up most of the balls, but stop fumbling the ball. Draft for defensive tech. This is from Young Wilson. Appreciate you for making the donation to help grow the nation. Really do appreciate your love and adulation for this channel and for the Cowboys Nation. Really do, man. Really appreciate everything. And we did draft for defensive tackle and its safety for the future. I agree. Best player available, hopefully it will be like a defensive tackle with the 58 pick. We go grab him, and then with the 3rd round, we go find that nice, nasty safety, and then y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with the rest. You really can. You can do whatever you want to do with the rest. Let me find my phone. You know how they go, right?
Call from
my brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but keep it cool with us. What's up?
What's up, homeboy? Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. What's up, man? Hey, man, I'm looking right here at 2019 free agents fullbacks.
Mm-hmm.
It is like what 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them sitting here. From anywhere agents from 24 to 30. I think we got Anthony Sherman, and of course Olawale. He's already out the way already, so we already got him.
Yeah, we got him sealed away. Are you talking about next year's or are you talking about this year's running back?
Well, let's see.
Free agency.
Let's see. It's, what am I looking at? It is 19 free NFL free agents for 2019 by position.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at, what is this website? Oh, yeah, Sport News. I don't even know why I'd be looking at that.
Sport
anyway,
News.
yeah,
Okay.
it's on Sport News. And also I pulled up that All 22 on, oh, wow, okay. C.J. Anderson talking about feeling disrespected by the
Rams. Yeah, I think he signed with the Detroit Lions now, I believe.
Yeah,
or he did something with
he
them.
did. But yeah, but I even pulled up this All 22 on him. I think it's let me see. Let me take a look here real quick. It's how the Broncos use 22-23 slam on Carolina. The breakdown on that. It's like. It says episode 27, so it's showing this fool just running away.
He running away.
I mean, he just running over fools up and scoot through there, pow, up, hit him there, went down. But he got a couple of yards out of that, but they was paying. They paid for that. But they got the whole rundown how they run that 22 and 23 slam up, up that A gap and that B gap. And he's just tearing them up. He's just tearing them up in there. Just run up in there, big old line they open up for him. He just runs straight through it. Somebody try to hit him, and he make them pay.
and the reason why I like a running back like North and South, Ezekiel Elliot, we love what he can do.
Yeah.
But at times, you got to figure out something. You got to talk about it real. At times, he dances a little bit, right? And he dances a little bit, and I know because if you look at how the offensive line play at times too, he got to dance. And then if you look at Rod Smith, he dances. They both dance. And Jamize Olawale,
like he's skipping in there.
Right.
But that's what I said. But that's what I was saying about Rod Smith. He ain't got no. I mean, you can't put him back there in the backfield on a regular.
Mm-hmm.
You see how he was, but. He balls. Him and Keith Smith balled a little bit back 2017, but just putting him in certain packages, I can understand that. But you can't depend on him in that backfield, and not when Dak's under center or in that shotgun, and they still need to start use a little bit more of that fullback and running back in the backfield in that shotgun, and running those sets. Just watch back in the 70s, the Cowboys, and how that offense ran, and they run. At Dallas, they'll set a running back and a tight end back there. Okay, set a running back, a tight end, and a fullback back there. Just something to give the defense to look at, something different to give the defense something to look at, different,
a change
and keep
of pace.
them off balance.
Yeah,
I always got to have a change of pace. That's why I kept popping out about flea flicker. Work one in there. You can work one in there somewhere. I know it takes time to develop, and the Lions got to mass protect, but it could be done. You just throw them off just one time. Okay, Dallas did it to the Giants. The bomb that was thrown to Tavon Austin, and how he got underneath them dudes, I have no idea. He split the defenders. He didn't have the ball yet. Got through them, got the other end, and burnt them. Plays like that. That you just gotta throw something in there special. And I'm trying to remember. I think it was '99, and the Cowboys were playing the Redskins. And the first play from scrimmage, Aikman just drops back and throws a bomb to Alvin Harper. And he's already in end zone waiting for the ball. and got the defense confused right off the bat. First play, beginning of the game, as soon as they got the ball, down the field, bam. Hit him. With a Hail Mary, and that was the end of it, and they kept on going, but, they got that one play, and then they started losing. Then they had to pick it up second half and start scoring. Because I think they had them down something like 35-14 or something in the third quarter, like the middle of the third quarter when they started getting stuff together. But like I say, he's showing him, they're showing a couple of Adrian Peterson type stuff. So we'd probably get him if we could, but
Yeah, they
wishing one hand and
the
pooping the other.
Yeah, Redskins went and scooped him up. They said, you know what, we love Geis, but we're going to sign you for another deal. And it's sad that Adrian Peterson playing with that old filthy colors on, burgundy and gold, whatever they call themselves. Yeah. So it's sad seeing that second
game, they did shut him down.
Yeah.
The first game, they did shut him down. So, why couldn't they do that at the beginning? But, he still got that power. He still got that vision. He still got the legs to outrun defenses. He still got it. But you got the scheme for that dude.
Yeah.
And the way they changed it up, the second game they played him, that's how you got to do it. You have to use, I know they got them finesse plays and them trick plays and this, that, and the other, but you got to give some kind of variety and give defenses different looks to look at it. And then that way you can get that push out on the edge or up the middle and hit that two gap and hit that A gap and hit that one and hit them twos, hit them threes. But you got to have defenses for that. And like I said, you showing the one about Looney. Hey, he looked like he was just skipping around there. He was way late. He might as well just been picking up quarters off the ground or something on his way to the edge. He should have long been around there. As soon as the guard and the tackle was back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as they started moving, he should have been swooping out around them, skirting down past them, and getting around there and holding that edge. He should have long been over there. It took him 30 years to get over there, which should only took him 3 seconds to get there.
old Jumbo Joe Looney, boy, he loved to run, though, and that's his issue. You just can't get his head around.
Well, it's not a track meet; it's a football game.
Yes,
like you talk about that LOS, that line of scrimmage that goes around the world like the equator.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Rod Smith got to have that vision if he's going to be in that backfield to spell Zeke. But you can only put that man in there in certain situations.
Right, like goal lines, Rod Smith is gold, man. And then reason why I say Rod Smith is more of like a 4-quarter running back is because I feel that like he would get the feel and the flow of the game. But when you just throw him in there and say, "Hey, Rod, do it for us,"
go do this.
He get the tap dance like the late great Gregory Hines out there.
Yeah, he got to do that Gregory Hines tap dance in there or something, and just skipping in there trying to find a hole. And he should already be seeing it as soon as the ball snapped. He should be able to see it and get through that hole, hit that gap. But you
know what? I'm gonna give you an old school running back that didn't like that. He didn't like just being thrown into the mix. He wanted to start the whole time. You remember Dwayne Thomas?
Dwayne Thomas, yep. I met Dwayne Thomas. I said, "Man, you still?" I said, "You still out there in the field? You still be hollering for the ball." He just started laughing. But like I say, he's one of them ones. No, give me the ball. Get the ball. I got to have the ball all the time. Give me the ball. You ain't giving me the ball, we ain't winning. I'm like, dude, you got 10 other people out there playing too, just like you. Just like you. Give a mug a chance.
But at least Rod Smith and Jamize Olawale, they don't beg for the ball though. At least they don't.
Yeah. Well, and that's where the phrase comes in: know your role.
Know
your role. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. But somebody gonna have to help Ezekiel Elliot eat though next year. Coming around for this season, I don't think that he should deserve to get 300 carries on his body and frame. that's going to shorten his career. I'm shooting for like 210, 220. If somebody could come in to help spell Ezekiel Elliot and get him down to at least 220, 240 carries, that would be a whole lot better than him hitting that 300 marker. We just got to find somebody.
Yeah, somebody like a Marion Barber III, MB3. So somebody like him. He went in there to spell Felix Jones in there. They had him, Tice Thompson. Of course, they had him too to be spelling Felix Jones, but they burnt the man out. He goes to Chicago, and he might as well been a flower bed. He was just wore out.
Yeah,
he just wore out. He was through. He was done because the Cowboys killed him. So, and he was just done. So he wasn't about nothing when he went to Chicago. Lasted a year and retired. There it is.
Indeed.
But I did send you a message about the defensive side and that 4-3 and that 3-4, the differences and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But one day I'll get a chance to educate. But I'm not gonna try to do it now. We're talking offense, so
most certainly.
That's for another day. But
yes,
I got to go get my grub on. This time it's fish. Got to have some fish. Got me some catfish in here, brah.
Oh wow, man, some catfish.
Oh yeah, the catfish with some cornmeal. Oh hell yeah, and some fried okra. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. I know fans heard that. What the heck is that? I think it's Kevin Hart when he's talking about cussing in school. Cussed out the teacher. Told his friends, it's about to go down.
Yes, indeed. Stellos,
I can't talk to y'all right now. I got a lot on my mind. All I can say is it's about to go down.
Yes, indeed. That's my guy right here, man. I'm going to give you some wolf howls, man. Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in to the show, man.
You betcha. Deuces.
Yes, indeed. You guys here, man. Dropping the education for the nation, man. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all, man, especially when you get Stellos to call in, man. I mean, he's finna eat some catfish, man. I'm from Mississippi. You guys know I know about catfish, man. We know all about that stuff, and we know about fishing, too. And let's see what else we have here, man, before we wrap this show up, man. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. We know film sessions never sleep. Yes, Money Making Mall, appreciate you from earlier. I saw you comment and said, yeah, Law be up on it, man. Yes, we try to be up on it. And Zeke was tired by the playoff last year. Yes, Elite Rob. We just got to figure out, man. This draft, man, that's what I love this draft, man. You guys can tell the laughter in my voice because I feel that they know for sure that they're going to go with defensive tackle. They're going to figure out a way to help out the safety. And then they're going to look at this roster from A to Z, and they're going to say, okay, it's time. It's time for us to find that little scat back, running back that can help this team out tremendously. You know, I don't know if they're going to do tight end. A sleeper for me is Jay Sternberger. If we can figure out a way for him to drop and we pick him up, I'll like that. But we probably with Jason Witten, Blake Jarwin, Schultz, Rico Suave, maybe just maybe those guys can step it up and still be in the mix. And who else? We of course offensive line play. There's always a plus there, but we'll figure something out, man. I really like the Travis Frederick news of him coming back. Believe it or not, I like the fact that Connor's got a little bit more weight, a little bit more bricks in his pocket. Maybe he is a little bit stronger, too. There's a picture floating around him. He looking like Adonis or somebody like that. So we will see, though. We will see. Let's see how this thing go one way or another, Cowboy Nation. Anybody else want to call in before I roll on out of here? Dan says Vach got a hunch. Yeah, he got a hunch. Vachtradamus, that's what we call him right around this time. Boy, be on this stuff, man. Got the film sessions out and everything for everybody to take a look at on players. Or even we get Cal Saunders. Remember that guy? Colleen Saunders, I think that's how you say his name. Check him out too. Man, that's Darnell Savage. Man, we got some guys out there that's going to fall around to us. And I think that Will McClay going to do the right thing. Let's party like a cowboy. Party. We don't stop. Let's go. Salute.